What was the real reason behind British rule in India? Was it purely economic, or were there other motives at play? It's a question that still echoes today, debated by historians and scholars alike. The British East India Company, a powerful trading corporation, arrived in India in the 17th century with grand ambitions. Their initial goal was simple: to profit from the lucrative spice trade that was thriving in the region. Pepper, cinnamon, and other valuable spices were in high demand in Europe, fetching high prices and promising great profits. The company saw an opportunity to buy low in India and sell high back home, creating a profitable trade network. But trade was only the beginning. The company's ambitions grew as they realized the potential for even greater wealth. They wanted more than just spices. They sought control over India's rich textiles, precious jewels, and other valuable resources. They saw the vast wealth and resources of India, a land abundant in natural riches and economic potential. The company began to desire control over land, taxes, and ultimately power, leading to a deeper and more complex involvement in the region. The arrival of the East India Company marked a significant turning point in Indo-British relations, setting the stage for centuries of interaction and eventual domination. Initially, the company focused on securing trading posts along the coast, establishing a foothold in the lucrative Indian market. They established settlements in Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta, strategically located for trade, which soon became bustling centers of activity. They negotiated with local rulers, often presenting themselves as humble traders seeking permission to operate, but their ambitions were far greater. These trading posts became centers of commerce, attracting merchants, artisans, and laborers from all over the region. Indian goods, particularly textiles like cotton and silk, were highly sought after in Europe, driving demand and increasing the company's profits. The company's ships sailed back to England laden with goods, bringing back huge profits that fueled further expansion. This fueled the company's expansion, allowing them to build more ships, hire more soldiers, and increase their influence, eventually leading to a significant military and political presence in India. The East India Company's transformation from trader to ruler was gradual and calculated. They exploited divisions among Indian rulers, playing them against each other. They used their growing military power to intervene in local conflicts. Slowly, they began to annex territories, claiming them for the British Crown. The company's control was strengthened by its monopoly over key resources. They gained control of salt production, a vital commodity. They imposed taxes on land and trade, extracting wealth from the Indian population. This systematic exploitation fueled the growth of the British Empire while draining India of its resources. The East India Company's rule was not without opposition. From the very beginning, their presence in India was met with resistance and defiance. Indian rulers and common people alike resisted British encroachment on their lands and sovereignty. They saw the company as a threat to their way of life and their freedom. Religious leaders issued calls to arms, urging their followers to stand up against the foreign invaders. These calls resonated deeply with the people, uniting them in their struggle. Local uprisings and revolts erupted across the country, challenging the company's authority and disrupting their operations. These acts of defiance were a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Indian people. Figures like Tipu Sultan and Rani Lakshmibai became symbols of resistance against British rule, inspiring future generations with their bravery and determination. Despite valiant efforts, the superior firepower and ruthless tactics of the company, backed by the British Crown, ultimately prevailed. The British forces were relentless in their pursuit of control. The consequences of British rule were profound and far-reaching. The administrative and economic changes they imposed altered the fabric of Indian society. India was integrated into the global British economy, but on unequal terms, serving primarily the interests of the British Empire while exploiting Indian resources. The exploitation of India's resources and the suppression of its industries left a lasting impact on the nation's development, stunting its economic growth and causing widespread poverty. The legacy of British rule continues to shape India today, visible in its architecture, legal systems, and even in its cultural practices. The echoes of the past still resonate in the present.